Yo, YouTube, what it do? It's your boy noluckmack, and I'm back with another reaction. This video here, I'm going to Brooklyn with it, y'all. This video right here is about the woos and the Choos, because they keep saying Choos, the Choos in Brooklyn, New York. You know what I'm saying? We're going to watch this video. We're going to react, give our little 2 cents, but we just chilling today. You know what I'm saying? We just chilling today. I don't know where the video at. Let me get right.
4 alleged members of 2 Brownsville-based rival street gangs known as Woo, We On Our Own, and the Choos, are variously charged in a 122-count.
I never knew Woo stood for We On Our Own. I was born in Brooklyn, but I moved to Harlem when I was probably in like 5th grade. So I spent more years in, uptown than in Brooklyn. And when I came back to Brooklyn, like the end of 2019, it's different in a sense. There's a lot of gentrification, and then gangs were different. When I was in Brooklyn, it was Blood and Crip. You know what I'm saying? Folk, Latin King. This is early 2000s though. If anybody was outside during that time, you know how it was. You could have a Blood set across the street from a Crip set. I'm right there from Eastern Parkway, which call it Crown Heights. Utica, St. John, Sterling. That's my side of town. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, before back then, it was just Blood and Crip, Blood and Crip, Blood and Crip. So now today you got Woos, Choos, and they be mixed. Some of them is mixed with Bloods, Crips. Some of them mixed with Folks, Crips. You know what I'm saying? It's all types of crazy. And facts, before Woos and Choos, it was Hoodstars and Wave Gang. Wave Gang was the niggas who made the All In. That was a movie, but I wasn't living in Brooklyn at that time. But I was definitely going to Brooklyn because I had a dance crew. Niggas was from Brooklyn.
With attempted murder, conspiracy, assault,
the old dirty
of a weapon, reckless endangerment, and related charges in connection with 9 attempted murder shootings and 4 reckless endangerment shootings. They were faced with up to 25 years in prison on the top conspiracy charge. Each of the gangs allegedly consists of several small loosely affiliated gangs with little or no real hierarchy. Members of Woo and Cho are sworn enemies and bitter rivals of each other. It is alleged that they operated within the confines of the 73rd Precinct, but expanded their violence into neighboring precincts, including the 67th Precinct. A long-term investigation into violence perpetrated between these 2 rival criminal organizations was conducted from February 1, 2018 through the date of this indictment. It is alleged that between those dates, Woo and Cho members engaged in a type of war, where gang members would search or hunt for rival members in rival territories, and then shoot them on sight. Shootings were conducted by both sides in a game of one-upmanship, to embarrass rival gang members, and to contest geographic dominance over territories in which the rivals resided, said
OMBJD. BJ, my son did a video for him. My son, a videographer, he did a video for him.
OMBK Crips, such as Max the Demon, Siggy Black, or Kev Hundo. It is also alleged that the Woo gang specifically targeted and exploited younger females to carry guns for them. Teenage girls would carry the guns, while the gang members walked nearby, and directed the girls to various locations, providing the weapons as needed for the purposes of shooting rival gang members. The girls were allegedly expected to face any gun charges if arrested, in the hopes they would receive a lesser sentence due to their age and gender. Furthermore, Tyquan Ellison, 20, and OMBJD, 19, are charged with 1st and 2nd degree rape for having sex with a 14-year-old girl. Ellison is charged with sex trafficking, in order to enhance his status within the gang by allegedly forcing the 14-year-old girl to have sex with JD. Among the incidents charged in the indictment are 9 counts of attempted murder related to shootings in which individuals, including innocent bystanders, were struck, and 4 counts of reckless endangerment related to 4 additional shootings, including On July 13, 2018, members of the Woo Gang went to Brooklyn Supreme Court at 320 J Street for the court appearance of fellow Woo member OMBJD, Following the court appearance, the defendants went to the nearby Fulton Mall area, where they engaged in a verbal and physical dispute with rival gang members. During the altercation, it is alleged, defendant Equinware pulled out a firearm and shot it.
I'm not gonna hold you. Downtown Brooklyn been active for forever, since my dad and them used to run the streets. Word. Biggie in them days. Like downtown Brooklyn, bro. The craziest memory I have, me, my mom, my brothers, we had the shish kebab stand, and bro, a whole brawl just break out. Like these niggas wasn't even next to us, no arguing, no yelling, nothing. We just standing there waiting for our food. Next thing you know, a nigga come hurling towards the shish kebab. He threw the nigga on the grill, son. Like that shit was crazy. I can never forget that. Like he really put boy on the grill. Like it was a brawl. It was mad niggas fighting. He was kind of older too. That shit was crazy. That shit was definitely bananas.
Opposing gang members, striking a rival gang member as well as two innocent bystanders. On September 17, 2018, at approximately 12:49 a.m., Choo member Carlton Darby allegedly walked up to a building at 250 Lot Avenue and fired a gun multiple times. One of the bullets went through a window into an apartment where two young children were sleeping. No one was injured. On October 29, 2018, at approximately 5:50 p.m., at 394 Dumont Avenue, Choo member Ty Lee candidate opened fire and repeatedly shot at a group of approximately 5 people standing outside of a playground in the Tilden houses. 2 individuals who were injured are associates of the Wu Gang. In a November 2018 shooting, Wu Gang member Shan Mason shot an innocent woman, then made a video about it describing the events, prosecutors say.
Yo. Yo, they got your whole text bubbles, bro. This is what I'm saying. It do not pay to be a criminal in this day and age. You're not the 80s, bro. Phones is not new. Surveillance cameras is not new. Everything is high tech, bro. Why you think when you go to the bookings, they take a picture of your eyes, bro? It's a reason they take a picture of your eyes, just in case you come masked up. And the only thing your dumb self allowed to be shown is your eyes. They got technology for that, bro. Y'all playing. Y'all really playing around. Like, y'all really playing around. Stop. You better stop playing with these people.
I hit the lady in the face. Bang. In 2019, Ellison managed to slip out of a police car on Schermerhorn Street on Atlantic Avenue just before he was about to be booked on a robbery charge. Cops had initially arrested Ellison in connection with a domestic violence robbery from earlier that year. He was accused of beating his girlfriend, ripping off her wig, and taking her cell phone. He was apprehended by the Regional Fugitive Task Force because someone called NYPD tips. As police searched for him, there were reports that Ellison, a reputed Bloods member with a history of drugs, robbery and assault charges, had been spotted in Coney Island. Although we are not gang scholars of any sort, we did find some altercations which may point to the original Wu and Choo wars. This is back when Wave Gang were Woos and Hoodstars who were Choos actors. For the remainder of this doc, consider them as such. Rival gang members called it going to the beach, code for venturing into territory controlled by a landlocked crew in Brooklyn that called itself the Wave Gang. Such outings were rarely tranquil, and often led to shootings between the Wave Gang and their rivals, the Hoodstars. When Hoodstars gang members would shoot a rival wave, they congratulated themselves with another breezy-sounding phrase. They would say they clapped him off the surfboard. The authorities announced charges against 43 members of the 2 rival gangs in Brownsville. In an 18-month span, the gangs were
clapped them off the surfboard is crazy. That's crazy talk.
Responsible for 6 homicides and 32 shooting episodes, most in or around Brownsville, that left 38 people wounded. The violence was focused between Mother Gaston Boulevard, referred to as Stone Avenue, and Strauss Street, about 10 blocks away.
It's crazy. They showing mad neighborhoods. They just showed the like right here. They showing old places. I know. Like this is where I was just at. My man's lived up the block over here. He by the A train. Right.
Street, about 10 blocks away. The Hoodstars, or
My public
Choos,
school's over
controlled
there.
the western part of those square blocks, and the Waves, or Woos, controlled the eastern parts. The Waves took their name not from Jamaica Bay, just a neighborhood away, but because they were partial to Adidas shoes, and found the shoe company's striped logo to resemble a wave, the authorities said. Both groups, whose members ranged in age from 15 into their early 20s, were not tightly organized.
I'm like, they always pronounce that shit Choo. Choo, Choo, Choo. It's Cho.
Around drug or other money-making endeavors. They band together to control their turf, their block or their building, and terrorize those who failed to recognize their control, and failed to pay them respect. Gang members would go out of their way to beat up and intimidate younger children, often 13 or 14, to indoctrinate them in who controlled what turf. The gangs often paid for guns by robbing passers-by of cell phones, the authorities said. Gun ownership was prevalent enough among members of the gangs that members were arrested 33 times for gun possession in recent years, the police said. In some instances, the gunfire struck bystanders who had no connection to the gangs, including a 9-year-old who was wounded in August. 36 guns were seized. In the summer of 2010, Hoodstars Choo members shot 2 Brownsville Fly Guy affiliates, a gang aligned with a
Nah, I know about the Fly Guys.
gang Wu faction. One of them died. 2 days later, 16-year-old Hakeem, OCC Gravenize, was engulfed in a hail of gunfire during an ambush in front of the building. His mother witnessed the shooting. 3 relatives were present at the shooting, but refused to cooperate with the police. In the months after Mr. Gravenize's death, the gang war grew worse. In the summer of 2011, Hoodstars members allegedly shot one Wave gang member. Others that were hit were unaffiliated, a 37-year-old man and his 9-year-old son, and 3 teenagers, one of which died. Sahaya Davis was a member of the Hoodstars. She was friends with Nathaniel Walcott, also known as AC. The two knew each other since elementary, although they attended different schools. Her babysitter dated an older sibling of AC's, so they had been friends since about 7 to 8 years old. Between 2010 and 2011, Davis had began relations with a boy from the Wave gang. Eventually she dropped the Choos and began repping the Wu. Andre Moore was a Wu member, along with Sahaya Davis. He carried out 3 shootings, hitting a 29-year-old woman and a 16-year-old girl. There were not targets. On July
Niggas be having
23rd,
no
a
aims,
21-year-old man from the Bronx was visiting his girlfriend in Brownsville when he was stopped on Pitkins Avenue and asked if he was affiliated with the Choos. When the man, Marlon Riley, who was not affiliated with either gang, looked up, perplexed, Wave gang member, Andre Moore, shot him in the face, killing him. Moore is the son of Dupree, Powerful Dunbar. Dupree was a reputed member of the Bloods, with 5 prison stays under his belt. He, along with Andre's brother, Bango, was murdered by Jarvis Roberts. Bango was also a Wave gang member and had been arrested 20 times. Bango, Powerful and Roberts pulled up to the 14th floor in the Langston Hughes houses at 10:30 p.m. Powerful apparently waited until his son Bango left the home and then pulled a gun on Robert. "So, you're going to rob me," said Jarvis Roberts, was heard telling Powerful. Roberts managed to wrestle the gun away from him and knock him unconscious. When Bango returned, Roberts shot the would-be robber in the face, killing him. He then dragged the unconscious Powerful, whose legs were bound with a belt, into the hallway next to his son, and fatally shot him in the head and chest.
Son, what kind of movie
before the
shit,
summer
bro?
of 2011, AC, mentioned earlier as a friend of Davis, but also allied to the Choos, decided to ride a bike down Bristol Street. AC was home on Easter break after a court remanded him to a reform school in Upper Westchester County for bad behavior. As he pedaled down Bristol, he encountered Sahaya, while she stood with a couple of Wu members. "Cho," he called out towards her. At that moment, Davis and the Wu members replied with their greeting, "Wu," and swarmed 16-year-old AC. As AC tried to pedal away, Sahaya, armed with a gun, shot a bullet through AC's back, which ripped through his torso. She killed him. The Hoodstars retaliated by shooting Ms. Davis's boyfriend, also a member of the Waves. A law enforcement official who spoke only on the condition of anonymity said Mr. Gravenize's successor as the Hoodstars leader, Culture Bermudez, ordered retaliatory violence against the Wave gang by phone, while he was in custody at Rikers Island. Mr. Bermudez was charged in the indictment with a range of crimes, including
Niggas do all this shit and just go back home to their mom crib type shit. Like, I don't even, like, the concept is crazy, son. Like, New York City is not this, like, yo, bro, it's too advanced for criminals. Like, New York City is way too advanced. Like, that's where they put all their bread, son, to the police. It just don't make sense. Like, you was doing a crime and you thought you was about to get away with it, but I'm watching this shit on YouTube, bro. Like, feel me? Shit is crazy.
Degree murder and first-degree
In
conspiracy.
the moment, they gotta think, I'm gonna get away with this. I'm gonna just do it. Fast forward, I'm watching them on YouTube. Shit is
David
crazy.
Perry might be linked to the Woo or affiliated with Bloods in Brownsville. 22 at the time, Perry was caught on a chilling video shooting at an Andre Pitts in 2009. He was sentenced to 22 years to life in prison. When he was busted in 2011, Perry placed the blame on Jihin Mantis Atia, the woman who gave him up, after telling a detective she's a one-star general in the Blood Street gang. She told me she wanted me to kill this guy who is sleeping with her ex-wife, Perry admitted in his confession to cops. Mantis basically told me to kill this boy, so I had to. He fatally shot Andre Pitts multiple times in the projects. He came to believe he was set up by the gang Queen Pin when seeing cameras in the building. The defendant later refused to cooperate against Atia in exchange for a manslaughter rap, taking a guilty plea for murder instead. Until you come forward, you're not going to have peace, prosecutor Janet Gleason told him in Brooklyn Supreme Court. Every crime that person commits after this day is on your head. I regret my actions, Perry said. If I could take it back, I would. He expressed a similar sentiment during his confession after getting arrested, according to court papers. He claimed Mantis gave him the gun and told him where and when to wait for his target. I cannot believe that I threw my whole life away for her, and, to be honest, I killed that boy for no reason, he was quoted as saying. On July 3, 2014.
Niggas' brain be mush, man, and it takes them to be behind that bars and realize shit is real for niggas to realize shit is real. Like, not a single, any of that was worth anything. Like, you just threw your life away.
Daniel Gravenize was gunned down like his cousin before him, shot to death on a Crown Heights street while shopping with a friend. 10 days later, his sibling Clayton launched a murderous mission of vengeance to kill those responsible. One by one, like doomed dominoes dropping on the Brooklyn streets.
No cap, this is what I always say. Growing up, I'm grateful that both my parents left. Once they split and separated, they literally lived up the block from each other on Sterling. You know what I'm saying? One was like Rochester. The other one was, I can't even remember, bro. But I just know they both lived on Sterling. I say this all the time because in Brooklyn, bro, that's when I start smoking. Young, middle school. Like, I did not hang out with niggas my age. Middle school, smoking, skipping school, fighting, gangs. Oh, I did all that shit as a little kid in Brooklyn because who I'm growing up with. I got all my family here, all my block friends. We all go to the same school, so we all wildin'. My dad moves to Queens. My mom moves to Harlem. I go to these new places, bro. I don't know nobody, son. My whole demeanor changed. My attention to what I want to be into changed. I got to Harlem. I got into baseball. I got into dancing. I started to want to make music more. I wanted to get into, dressing better. Out in Queens, same shit, baseball, music, because I'm in music. I'm in Queensbridge projects. All you hear is Nas, Mobb Deep, Capone and Noriega. You know what I'm saying? They left frack, but that's still Queens. You know what I'm saying? I got a better understanding for Queens and Manhattan than I do Brooklyn because I was so young. And that's why it was easy for me to get into shit because I'm not even caring. But by the time I get to Manhattan, like, it's different crowds. It's different crowds, yo. Like, word.
Gravenize family fell across.
Even though it's still gangs and shit and all that, but you see how I said, you hear it be family, niggas who grew up together. Once I was removed from those people as a young black kid and growing up in the hood, like, I couldn't get into shit because I don't know nobody to get into shit with. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas, some people are some genuine just, mischievous, bad people. So they find it. Me, I could honestly say I was just following the crowd. Like some of these people, I'm just following the crowd. This is what's in. This is what everybody I know is doing. So I'm doing it too. Once that shit was removed, I want to dance. I want to make music. I want to act. Like, bro, I tried to do a lot of shit that I was not thinking about. Fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, was not thinking about it. Seventh, eighth, high school, the demeanors changed. Like, I see the error in the ways of the street shit. Like, niggas is not thinking it through, especially when it's people making millions of dollars off YouTube. Selling slime, making trays, you know what I'm saying? Like, people love amateur art now. Like, it's a billion ways to make $1 million in America. And I say nowadays today, like, a lot of kids, they don't realize they're behaving in a manner in which they're on their last resort when they're actually not. They didn't even try nothing else yet. This is just the easiest way, you know what I'm saying? So,
Last 11 years. Clayton remains in jail after confessing to a pair of payback murders for his siblings' death. Once in custody, he stunned investigators by confessing to a pair of earlier shootings.
I still got all my siblings, you know what I'm saying? My older brother, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get into who he is and what he did, but he's a guy from out there. He had his involvements with all this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna talk on his shit at all, but my son got his mind right, you know what I'm saying? He sat in themselves, got his mind right, came out, his energy is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is.
The first was the July 2014 murder of Beverly Turner. He believed her to be related to Nathaniel's alleged killer, Antonio Mahin. When I saw her, I shot her, Clayton explained to detectives. I feel sorry for what I did, but I was all emotion and sadness. Turner was standing at the corner of Quincy and Marcy Avenues at around 1:20 a.m. when Graveneyes opened fire, hitting her in the head, chest, back, buttocks and arm. She died at Kings County Hospital. The second came a month later as Clayton attended the baby shower for his slain brother's pregnant girlfriend. It was also the same time of his late brother's birthday, a day or two removed. Instead of sharing gifts and cake, Clayton set out to even the score. He served as the getaway driver when two pals opened fire on a crowd gathered in a courtyard on Lott Avenue. One man was wounded, and Clayton was arrested after a police chase while fleeing the scene. On August 29, 2014, Clayton Graveneyes confessed that he bolted from an August 29th party after learning a gangbanger known as True Blood was inside a local liquor store. Believing the man was involved in the killing, Clayton headed out with a handgun. Crooks, a freshman at St. John's University, was visiting the neighborhood with his sister at the time of the shooting. He admitted to gunning down 19-year-old Joseph Crooks because he thought he was Mahin's brother. He bolted from the August 29th party after learning a gangbanger known as True Blood was inside a local liquor store. Believing the man was involved in the killing, Clayton headed out with a handgun. Crooks, a freshman at St. John's University, was visiting the neighborhood with his sister at the time of the shooting. Another girl was injured as well. However, he was acquitted despite a videotaped confession.
I got family right here in these P's, right here. We used to ride our bikes right under the 3 line right here. Keep going, you're gonna hit Julius Avenue, bread factory right there, bro. Get some bread. You know what I'm saying? That's, summer was good. It was still good. It's not all dangerous. It was still some good memories.
Mahin, who had a beef with the Choos, got sentenced to 75 years for shooting 2 security guards in Brownsville.
Still got family.
One died from a headshot, the other paralyzed from the waist down. He was not convicted of any murders regarding the Graveneyes.
Niggas used to go to the pool right there. What's the name of that pool right there? Bessie had pool, man. Come on.
2011, the unexpected would happen. On March 11, 2021, Kent Shan shot Kian Graveneyes in the chest, in front of the Jewish escape room in the 1900 block of Avenue M in Brooklyn. This is the latest chapter of pain and grief for the Graveneyes family. Hakeem is a first cousin of Nathaniel and Kian. All 3 are now dead as a result of gun violence, and Clayton is still in jail, a whole generation gone. The family maintains that they were not gang members. Here it is, people. It's so many stories that intertwine, in New York that is, where everything you see is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yikes. long story short, man, crime still don't pay, man. They cracking down and they not playing. They're not playing at all. Stop playing with these people. You know what I'm saying? It's other things you could do, man. Let these ladies tell you they making 100K a year doing nails, lashes, weaves, and all that. Bro, stop, bro. Get you a nice little Wish account. Buy a bunch of cheap shit on Wish. Resell it on Amazon. Get into that wave. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of other waves. If you want to get into a saturated game, you know, with still forms of competition, but no violence. You know what I'm saying? If you selling the same shit online on Amazon, ain't nobody gonna come see you. Like, ain't nobody gonna come blick at you. Like, nobody gonna come do nothing to you. Like, but you know, dudes would rather try this because you know what I'm saying. It's cooler. It's cooler, I guess. You want to be cool. If being cool, if selling your future for a cool youth is worth it to you, yo, do your thing, man. We need people to watch. We need movies. You know what I'm saying? We need characters. And that's how I'm gonna end this joint, man. Holla at me, like, comment, subscribe, and all that fancy YouTube.